crawfish. Like, it's something you can ride to and vibe to. I'm just giving you the keys to survive. Never let society tell you how to begin living your life by following the norm and trends. I warn my friends, don't get blinded by the media. I'd rather be myself, take flight, got a speedy on speed dial. And meanwhile, my dream right beside me with a smile. She like.
Hey guys, it's Ryan, Chengdu City of Gastronomy. Whoa, easy. Boom, almost went right through that. Today I'm dining with Sarah and Rebecca. Say hey. Hey. Rebecca recently went through kind of a crazy experience with Chinese medicine, so she's going to talk about that. We're going to tear open some crayfish, and it should be good. Let's get to it. I think we're going right here. Ni hao. Sangge. There's also some kind of mashed potato thing that looked really good. Wait, these are potatoes back here.
Oh, this maybe. Oh, tudo.
Yeah. See, I don't know what that is, but it's potatoes.
Well, let's try it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it delicious gravy? If it's delicious gravy,
Looks like
it's probably not.
It's
gravy
their
like
version
what you
of
think.
like Popeye's mashed potatoes and gravy. Is that
Yeah. That smells so good.
That looks amazing. Just for the spring rolls.
They're like, enjoy this Western Chinese food.
Right? Ooh, there's the potato thing. Ooh, and the crawfish.
Whoa. That hurt my ears. Okay, so here's the plan. Before we get into your story about your disgusting foot, we're going to talk about the food. So you just hold off on talking about your foot. And
Can I just add in there though that my foot is not disgusting? It's not deformed, nothing.
go ahead and eat. I'm going to tell the people about this, which is spicy Sichuan Crayfish. Where you're from, you could probably call them crawfish. Mouthful.
Yeah, we do crawfish or cray daddies.
Cray daddies.
Yeah.
In Chinese, they call them xiaolongxia, which literally would mean small dragon shrimp, but they call lobster dragon shrimp. So it's like saying small lobster, really, which is pretty close. It's kind of like a lobster. It's got claws.
Are they all headless?
I think they're all headless. They took the heads off.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you like the heads? So
there are two types of people in this world. The ones that suck the head juices and the ones that don't. Do you know how to eat a crawfish?
No, I'm hoping.
Gloves or no gloves?
Let's all do
What are
this
we doing?
together.
I don't need
I'm gonna go no gloves because I need my hands.
But I need not.
Okay, so what you want to do, straighten out the tail. Yeah, and then push it in toward the body and twist. Pull that body part off, and then if you push your finger onto the bottom part of the tail, it loosens it, and you should be able to get it right out.
It was easy.
Yeah. So do they have festivals in China for crawfish?
Not that I know of.
Okay, because I think they'd be pretty popular, right, with all the rice patties and
They
stuff.
are super popular here.
Okay.
In fact, the crayfish market in China is worth $20 billion. It accounts for 5% of the total food. $20 billion. That's 5% of the total amount that they spend on food.
That's insane.
Do they eat them all year?
You can get them all year, but you definitely see them
too,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. And I guess one of their favorite ways to eat it is the mala flavor, the spicy numbing.
Yeah.
Like all across China, they like it like that. And I think it helps to cover up the muddy taste that you get. 'Cause there is a bit of a muddy taste somewhere in there. I don't taste it, but.
Yeah, but they've deveined it, which is really nice.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it a little harder to eat though, because normally it's easier to pull it out, but because it's separated like that, it's almost like you do have to break the shell and go in there.
In Florida, do they devein them? They don't.
No,
eat them.
if you go to a crawfish bowl there, it's the full body and it's closed, and you're just cooking it up
Really?
with some Cajun spices. Yeah, probably some Old Bay in there. We love Old Bay.
So what else do we have here? Sarah, do you want to tell everybody? What do we got?
Eggplant.
Eggplant with
Garlic.
A lot of garlic.
tons of
A lot
garlic, some
and cow peas.
cow peas.
And mashed potatoes with gravy.
That's right, mashed
Who knew we
potatoes
could find
in
that?
China.
So exciting!
This is the greatest day ever.
It really is.
And
spring rolls.
which seems like, oh, spring rolls in China, what's the big deal? But it's actually hard to find spring rolls like that in Sichuan, at least. Maybe other parts of China it's more popular. And what's the best?
I mean,
I think we all know what the answer to that
I hate to
is.
say the mashed
Me
potatoes,
too.
but
Sad. So
it's
sad.
just such a neat surprise.
It's good. It's really good. Now I get to eat and you can talk.
Oh, great.
So tell us the story. What happened? Just tell us everything. Give us the gritty details.
Okay, so backstory. Broke my foot my 4th day moving to China, to Chengdu. So that was a bit terrifying just because I knew nothing about where to find things. But luckily people at school were very nice and took me to the hospital and got things taken care of. But my foot was never really placed properly. They don't believe in using like hard casts here. They think your foot will be like super uncomfortable, I guess is what they told me. So it was a soft cast, even though I had a broken bone and it was out of place. I don't remember what kind of fracture that is. Was in the cloth cast for a month. Then they took that off and put on what they considered a walking boot, but it's not really. You still shouldn't be walking. You should still be using crutches or a chair or something. So I freaked out because I was sick of trying to live in a city without having both feet. And I got an air boot and used that, and it was fine. So September started with that. But then about March, all of a sudden I started having pains in the other side of my foot because I was leaning on the other side trying to not hurt the broken side. And went to the doctor. They did an MRI after doing a round of antibiotics and decided, let's try some Chinese medicine on my foot because I had an infection between the bones. So it's like liquid buildup, which is causing the pain when put pressure. What did I do first? I did acupuncture first. 3 days of acupuncture. And so after putting like 6 needles all around my foot in different areas for what they said would help cure the infection, they then hook up this machine to the needles. The machine sends pulses through your foot, so
Like electric pulses?
yeah, so my foot was sitting there just like boom, boom. During the acupuncture, they have this, it looked like a cigar, like a white long cigar, and they lit that on fire and smoke's coming out of it. And so the needles are all in your foot, right around and on your ankle, and they have this cigar and they're putting it up around the needles. And what they believe it does is it's filled with herbs. And these herbs kind of smoke out your foot and seep into your foot. And then like I'd have to let him know because he holds it right up there in one spot maybe, and when it's really hot, so I'd be like, oh, hot, hot, and he'd move it away and find another spot. But the whole time the acupuncture was sending those electrodes into my foot was shaking. He had that, cigar looking thing going around my foot for 20 minutes. So it was a lot, yeah. Yeah, my favorite part. I was given 3 big paper bags, and inside each one was 19 ingredients. Each bag had the same 19 ingredients. And they were, various herbs and different types of like tree barks and tea bags, things like that. But then one of the ingredients were, I don't know what they call them. They're not cockroaches, but they look like little round cockroaches. And it was 2 bags of those in there. So I had to brew this in my apartment. They warned me, do not cook in that pot after you brew this. Like wash it extensively. So I had to brew that for 20 minutes and then soak my foot in the liquid for 20 minutes. So I'd strain it. And I'd do that for 9 nights. So that was a lot.
And what was that supposed to do?
My apartment smelled really nice.
Yeah.
Was not inviting people over those days, that's for sure. Again, it's lots of herbs and things, so it was supposed to kind of come through your pores and also help with like swelling and hopefully ultimately fight the infection. So, yeah. So we did that 3 days, and when I went back the next week, they decided, okay, it wasn't doing what they wanted it to do. By the way, I cried the first day. Definitely cried the first day. The second 2 days, though, I was very strong and I did not cry. But so the next Monday I went back preparing for acupuncture, they decided, let's try cupping instead because the acupuncture wasn't working. Again, I don't speak the language and nobody warned me. So a second day of crying ensued because I did not realize that for the cupping, they poke your foot about 10 times in the little spot that the cup will cover because they want to draw the blood out. And it was in the infection. So they put it all into it. So it hurt a lot. They put the cup on, so they light a fire and kind of get the smoke inside the cup so that it'll suction to your foot. But however, because like the bone on your foot, the cup couldn't get completely on and suction. So it kept falling off. So then they decided, okay, we can't do that. Should we go back to acupuncture? And I was like, no, please don't do it. And so they cleaned up my foot because there was a lot of blood running down my foot actually from that. You don't realize how much it really does suck out. It was actually pretty interesting. I just wish I wasn't the one getting it done to, that I got to watch someone else. So then they brought out this really big machine that had almost like a little gun connected to it with a wire, and at the end of this like gun looking thing, it was a metal, just flat metal piece. And what it does is the machine is called like a shock waver, and so they put pressure onto the bone and all around the area. And when they send the pressure on, it sends like electrical currents into your foot and shocks the area around and is supposed to kill the infection. So I went 3 more days for that. And it only lasted 5 minutes and they weren't poking me with needles. So I was okay, even though it was still painful. I was like, okay, let's try it out. So we did that and it was amazing how I started to feel instantly after I left. I could walk much better, so thank goodness. So after the 3 were done, I was walking much better. I wasn't limping anymore, but it was still a little sore and still hurting. After the machine, they told me to wait 2 weeks and that it should heal the infection completely. I should be fine, shouldn't have any pain. But sadly, with my MRI this week and my second one, it showed that the infection is still there. So, but I do know tons of people love it. We have friends that do cupping all the time.
Yeah.
And acupuncture, and people swear by it. So it could just be, the location of my infection or something. But that's my sad story.
So that was a tasty meal, fun little story. We are walking down the side of a road. Seems dangerous, but whoa. So please subscribe below and please hit the thumbs up if you like the video. That's a big help. And I just like those thumbs up, I just eat them like they're delicious candies. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. So thanks to Rebecca for being in the video. She's over here walking, talking. Hey, bye. From crushed feet to crustaceans. This is Ryan signing off from the China Nation. Thank you. I was proud of that one.
It's really your thing. I've never thought about adding crust feet. Nope.
Crust feet. From crusty feet.
Feet are not crusty.